Dr. Sabrina Kitaka. Two doctors on the show. This has never happened. One treats animals, the other one treats human beings. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Mitch. I'm so excited to be here.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell me. I know you come from a background of human medicine, and the discussion we're going to have here today is about safety and security. So when I mention security, what comes to your mind?
I think safety.
Oh,
you can't talk security without thinking safety.
Okay.
Yes.
And so now that you work a lot with children, are you going to bias a lot of what you're going to tell us today about children?
Not really, because honestly speaking, security is for everyone. You've stolen my line. That's my line. Sorry.
That's the theme of the show.
Dr. Mitch,
yes.
Security is for everyone. And security starts with me. Okay. Security starts with you. So you cannot say it's your line. Okay.
So if I were to ask you to tell me, has there ever been a point in your life where you actually had a time when you were unsafe and something happened to you which changed your perspective about security?
Many times, yes.
Please do tell me.
The one I remember vividly is way back in 2001.
Yeah.
We were coming from a dance party, my husband and I, and it was close to 1 in the morning. As we were approaching home, we were stopped by gun-wielding men with a torch.
Okay.
And
so usually when it's a torch, you think it's police?
Yes. But it was a strange place because honestly, that is not a usual place where the police would be. My first instinct was tell him to keep driving. So I ducked and I remember shouting, "Honey, don't stop, keep driving." And he said, supposing it's the police, because it's very,
Yes, he follows the rules.
He follows the rules.
Yes.
I'm the Namagunga girl and he's a Namilyango guy. I don't
Wait a second.
follow rules
Your
alone.
husband is from Namilyango?
Well, we used to call him a fumbling Budonian. Because you know how Namilyango guys are fumblers.
Please do not make fun of our school.
I'm sorry.
We are the oldest and most prestigious college in this country. Namilyango,
yes.
So he's a fumbling Budonian.
Yes.
So he didn't want to follow the rules?
He always follows rules. So I was like, don't stop. And he was like, but this is the police. I said, don't stop. Just keep driving. So
You duck?
I ducked and he kept driving. So we got into our compound, waiting for bullets to follow, but none followed. So we stayed in the car and it was really scary. By that time I was shaking.
And how far from your house was this?
This was about maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah.
They didn't follow us. Okay. I think their purpose was stop whichever car, loot them,
take advantage of
Yeah. So they didn't follow us to our house.
So how did this particular incident refine now, one, how you move at night,
yes,
and your perspectives towards security?
That was the last time we ever got back home at 1 in the night. Last time.
So hold on a second. So now you became a prisoner of
security.
Of security.
But for a good reason.
Yes.
Because whoever we told the story, his father, his mom, my parents, they were all like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But also we did something else.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that Sekanyolya is hosting this show.
Yes.
I'm not praising them because they are hosting the show. But on a serious note, the very following morning, he called Mr. Area.
Yes.
And we ordered for reinforcement of our wall. And we got a gate on our compound because we were young. Once upon a time we were young.
Yes.
We didn't have a gate. Our wall didn't have razor sharp wire.
Yes.
But the following day, Sekanyolya came in and they reinforced our fence.
So basically, it took an incident like that to help you refine the security systems and structures you had at home.
So 19 years later, that razor sharp wire
is still there.
Yes.
Wow. Now you see, that is what they call legacy.
We just need to, keep reinforcing when, extend the wall, but it's still there and it's still working.
Awesome. But now you see, you said back then you guys were young.
Yes.
And I'm sure
That
over
was 19 years ago.
Yes. So, and I was about to say that you don't look a day over 18, but now you've lied. But it's okay. Let's proceed. So now that you over the years, a lot of times you see in your life you have additions to the family.
Correct.
And as the family grows, how have you now had to change your perspectives towards security as the family has grown?
You know, our last born is 14
Okay.
and the oldest is 30.
Wow.
But in between there are 3 others, so there's 5 of them. And then
You
we
have 5 children?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. Let's continue with the story.
Okay. But when babies come along, it's so important to let them understand that security is key.
Yes.
And then the helpers in the house also need to understand that security is key.
So there's the element of everybody being on the same page. You have to talk about it.
Yes, you have to talk about it.
Are there any particular, traditions or things that you do at your household which are unique to you guys from a security standpoint?
From a security standpoint, we all must be home by a certain time.
That's a must.
That's a must.
All right.
Curfew at our house.
So curfew. So the Uganda
forget
government
about-
got the curfew idea from you
No.
guys.
No. Of course, there's always been curfew, but
Uh-huh.
we do have a curfew time at our house.
Uh-huh.
Like you don't come sauntering in at 1 in the night.
Yes.
Remember what happened to us.
I know. Yeah.
So we keep telling the children the story, but also the nannies who help us, the shamba man.
Yes.
We all repeat the story and make sure that people must be security conscious.
Correct. So that's one
You know?
about time and access. Is
Time.
there anything else that you guys?
The lights must go on by a particular time.
Okay.
Now we have, censored lights. When it becomes dim, the lights go on. At least the outside light.
That is showing off. That is something we need
Because
to
people
have.
can forget.
That's
and
true.
sometimes you may be away at a party or,
Yes. So it's
the lights,
automatic now.
it's automatic,
Nice.
which is important. They are solar censored lights.
Yes.
So when the sun goes down, the lights go on.
Because you see, the thing is that a lot of people think that it's because of darkness that thieves or
It's
time.
true.
Yes. So you got to make sure that it's as well lit as possible.
As-
This is for the entire house, right?
Correct. The outside.
Wonderful. Awesome. All right. So I'd like to find out, is there any particular piece of advice that you would give from a children's perspective? Because now you see, you're a pediatrician.
Yes.
And I know you understand what children go through as they're growing up. What type of safety and security tips would you give to young parents, to mothers, to anybody who's raising children?
So as much as possible, children should not be the gatekeepers, because children may not be able to make that judgment. So you can't be sending a 4-year-old, for example, to go and open the gate, because you don't know who you're opening for. And the other thing is, children need to be taught right from the get-go that security starts with them. They are vulnerable to being kidnapped, and these days there's a lot of kidnaps. They are vulnerable to being used, and they shouldn't just let anybody be their friend. They should believe that everyone is a suspect. I'm so penchant about the car doors and the car windows. I move around with my windows right up. I don't care whether AC or not. I have to have AC in my car, and the windows have to be up.
Especially when the children in the car.
Especially when there are children in the car. I've had people pick my gold and diamond chains.
Oh no.
In the
in the traffic.
Yeah, and it's painful to lose a lot of money to a pickpocket.
But you wouldn't want anything to happen to a child.
Anything could happen. They could pull them out of the car. I don't know. They could open the door. My children are precious, and parents should know that children are precious. When you have children in the house, your security rates should go up, like super up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now what we like to usually do is that we usually like to give random tips. Okay, I want you to just dig through and think. Just give me 2 or 3 tips, which I can keep and say, Dr. Sabrina came here and gave me these 3 security tips. It doesn't have to be about children. It's about anything, about lifestyle, about things which you you did growing up
Yes.
with your dad, with the family. I just want 3 tips so that I can share these with people in the future.
I like that we prayed before the start of this show.
Oh, no.
And
People didn't see that, but
Okay.
yes, I am actually a strong believer
Yes.
that you see, the watchman watches in vain unless God is
exactly.
watching.
So for me, it's making sure that we are prayerful
Yes,
and that God protects us.
that's the number one.
You could have whatever security it is, but still be burgled or
Yes, that's
whatever. So prayer for me comes first.
Uh-huh.
The other one is having personal security and being aware of yourself
Yes.
and not trusting anyone. By the time I trust you, you must really be trustable.
Correct.
The third thing is to watch yourself.
Yes.
Like, watch your back. And watching your back includes not only looking over your shoulder,
But being,
but
like
being
you said, self-aware.
street
Yes,
smart.
street smart. Yes.
Be streetwise.
Yes.
There are people who are hungry out there, and there's this saying that goes that, you know, people want a share of the people who have,
Yeah.
the haves and have-nots. So it's a division of wealth.
Yes.
But that's what people think. But when you lose your computer to some random person, if you lose your gold chain, that's painful.
Yes.
Or if you're threatened with a gun, that's extremely frightening.
All right.
So
Great. So, Dr. Sabrina, you know, usually in a family, there's that one person who's the most security conscious. In your home, what's your husband's name?
he's called Andrew.
Andrew. What does he
Yes.
do?
He's an engineer.
I'm sure engineers must be more security conscious than doctor.
For sure. My husband is more security conscious than I am. He's the one that will make sure there are security cameras in the house,
Yes.
lock the doors.
Yes.
Sometimes we even forget to lock some doors, but he'll go back and make sure that doors are locked. And that's
That's a
very
great job.
important.
Good job, Mr. Andrew.
But isn't it true that men are supposed to protect the house?
That one is what they call equal opportunities in most relationships. So we don't know. But all the same, well, thank you. So you're aware that Sekanyolya is celebrating 20 years of existence.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I just realized that
20 years.
20 years is a legacy. And we wish to congratulate you because you are beyond a legacy. I'm proud to say that we do have some artifacts from Sekanyolya, the razor sharp wire, and we'll be coming to pick more things. So I'm very proud to be associated and to believe that Sekanyolya is a brand that I would definitely recommend.
So there we have it. That is what they call security insights from Dr. Sabrina Kitaka.